What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the usage of the Blood Moon in Season 2 Part 2. So let's talk about this. And before we begin, massive spoilers for Season 2 Part 2. I highly recommend not watching this for spoilers, but if you have seen Season 2 Part 2, well, let's talk about it. And thanks to Peacock for accidentally releasing the episodes too early. Now, in Part 2, we had all the tournament stuff, but they never talk about the blood moon. They mention the blood moon, but we never seen the blood moon in part two. Now in part one, it was very major in the story because it's a way to, of course, release the Forbidden Five. And in part two, they really didn't do that. Like they didn't get the blood moon to come back in part two, and yeah, part two doesn't feel connected to part one. It does for like some of them, but the blood moon is one of the major things that happened in part one that didn't carry it on in part two. And yeah, that's kind of disappointing that the blood moon was only important to part one story, but not to part two story. So yeah, I wish the blood moon was very important to season two, but only like the first half of season two. I wish, for example, that the dragon ivories have a connection to release the blood moon back up again, to rise up, to release the Forbidden Five, or the elemental cup when all of the elemental powers are all in one cup instead of, transferring elemental powers to different elemental masters. Maybe that's a way to release the blood moon once again for only a one-time use to release the Forbidden Five instead of using the dragon ivories and elemental powers to free the rest of the Forbidden Five without the blood moon. And yeah, that would been much better than just whatever what we actually got in season two, part two. Like the blood moon was very important to the story. I wish they had a use of it in part two. But yeah, they didn't even use the blood moons. And that's kind of disappointing that they didn't use the blood moon. I wish they used the blood moon. That way it feels connected to part one, but it doesn't feel connected really at all. But comment down below, do you think the blood moon should be used in part two? I mean, I feel like it does. It helps with the story and everything, but in the end, this is our final product. The blood moon has not been rise, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, comment down below. Do you think the Blood Moon should be a part of season 2 part 2? Leave it down in the comments down below, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on notifications whenever I post a brand new video. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!